the backstory of, oh my God, I think I spit it. And I started watching him in around October, November 2020. So pretty recently, right? I feel that my vibration was not aligned with his vibration back then when he was chasing significance. But once he released that, his content was received by my consciousness. Welcome back to Spiritual Selfish channel, guys. I was just recording and I spoke like 5 minutes and then I realized I didn't press the record button. But welcome to Spiritual Selfish channel, where we focus on you so that you can raise your vibration and become conscious creator of your own life. If you're new here, my name is Kristina and I'm your host here. Now guys, those of you who are watching usual my videos, you already noticed that this is not a usual topic I will cover and to film a video on somebody else or something like that, right? And as I always do, I want to bring more awareness and give you a higher perspective to usual things we're doing in life. And my biggest intention with this video is to bring a little bit more of awareness of yours on what are you watching and why are you watching, right? Because there are a lot of videos out there, top 6 entrepreneurs you need to watch or learn from, and so on and so forth. But with this video, it's not a video that I'm recommending you to go and watch these three YouTubers, because one, most probably all of them already, and 3, of course, if you are inclined to go and check them out, go and check them out because they're amazing. But with this video, I want to give you a higher perspective to why am I watching this, and it's not the usual because I'm learning from them. If you can already guess why, let me know in the comments. But before we start, please give this video a thumb up. It really supports my channel so that I can create more content for you guys and support you on your spiritual awakening. Alright guys, so before I share why only 3 people I chose to follow and why exactly these 3 people, I want to explain to you the simplicity of how I choose what I watch or what I consume. I choose, for the longest time of my life, I always noticed that I have this deeper inner knowing, right? And whenever I will try, to listen to somebody else or look for the answer in the external, it always will come back at me that, I will make a choice based on somebody's advice. And then in the end, I was like, I just should have listened to myself, who can relate to this? And, the more and more experiences like this have been happening in my life, I was, at some point, what, I'm done. I will mostly listen to my intuition and my inner gut feeling. And all of us have this, right? So with that being said, right now, for quite a few years now already, I made a conscious choice that I want to be this pure vessel as much as I can, consume as little information as I can from the external, so that I have this knowing of inner intuition to which I can tap into, so to speak, not to confuse my inner compass, if that makes sense, right? And by all means, it's not that I don't take anyone's advice or don't ask people for help. No, but I really stopped thinking that the answers are outside of me. I always now judge by my emotional guidance system. And now, with that being said, also I was very big on watching a lot of YouTube videos, consuming. But then at the end of the day, I would go back to sleep and I feel that, oh my God, like my brain takes so much capacity to process this information that I fed it throughout the day, right? So I really truly started to feel that my mind is working. So now when I choose to consume content or watch somebody, I choose it based on the frequency they're putting out there. And it's not about, oh, I'm putting out the high vibrations out or I'm low and, not so high vibe. No, the frequency is different from vibration. What I will be doing is, for example, I feel that I will need more self-belief, or I will need to see myself more as a teacher. I will find somebody who is embodying what I want to activate within myself. And I will watch them, not for the knowledge, for the content information they're sharing, but to observe them and activate the frequency they're emanating in myself. Right? So this is the reason why I eliminated, the stuff that I don't need to consume with my mind, because I trust my intuition that I'm always guided. But I will watch, and then the right people will show up in my life at the time when I need to watch them to activate that frequency within myself. And with this, and that brings us to the 3 people I am only watching right now, consciously choosing to watch and intake their content in my consciousness. So the first one is Elizabeth April. If you do not know Elizabeth, go and check her out. She's incredible psychic. And in all honesty, if I would not discovered Elizabeth, I would not probably have so much peace of mind and certainty about what is happening in the world and the backstory of, oh my God, I think I spit it. I would not have so much certainty in everything that is happening in the world and so much trust if I would not have this bigger picture that Elizabeth is providing, right? And the interesting way how I discovered her was in March 2020, and somebody randomly sent her video to me in my DMs. The video I saw was Galactic Federation, March 2020, message to humanity, when the whole pandemic hit. And I'll tell you in all honesty, when I heard that video, I didn't even watch it, I listened to it. When I heard that video, something in me shifted, like completely. I thought, oh my God, yes, finally somebody said that. And I had no idea about the aliens, no idea about GFL, but deep down on my soul, I knew everything that she was talking about. I, when you have this deeper level of knowingness. And since I was hooked into her content. And since I started consuming her content, believe it or not, unconsciously, my psychic abilities started to develop so quick. And I believe that one of the reasons it happened is because when I watched that video, and actually that's one of the videos went viral and Elizabeth started to grow and expand so fast, is because that video was made to activate my soul contract, to activate that frequency of me, to start embodying my psychic abilities, right? So I consume Elizabeth content to continue, obviously one, information, and 2, to practice the frequency. She's emanating such a 5D frequency, and I am activating this within me. Right, so the second person I'm going to talk about is most probably all of you know is Aaron Doughty, right? And when he was just starting, I think I saw him maybe 2 years ago or something, and I was like, wow, this dude, he's really impressive, everything he's sharing. I kind of already knew. That's why I was like, I don't really resonate and I don't really want to consume that. And also, I'm going to share this too. A part of me, which is my ego part, was like, I don't need to know this information. I know this already, right? And also what's interesting, and, if you're watching Aaron, you'll know that he's been lately telling about how all these years prior, he was sharing his content, and really he was coming from wanting to be liked, he was trying to be significant, right? And I think now that he really shifted throughout 2020, and I started watching him in around October, November 2020, so pretty recently, right? I feel that my vibration was not aligned with his vibration back then when he was chasing significance. But once he released that, he was able to come in, his content was was received by my consciousness. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting to notice these kind of things. But the reason I watch Aaron now is, again, because I said, you know, what he's sharing, of the books we read, it's very similar. You know, we're sharing similar information. However, back in October and November, I was really working through the shadow of mine that I was not embracing the teacher side of me. You know, I was working with a coach, and I just realized that, and I said to her to that, like, I know I can change the world. I know I'm changing people's lives, but I do not see myself as a teacher. And once I said that and made that connection in my mind, I kid you not, I went on YouTube. I was just looking for some random stuff for myself. Aaron's video popped up, and I was like, I haven't haven't seen him in a while. And I went to watch his video, and instantly I was like, wait a minute, he's the same, he's just a guy like me. Why I can't do what he's doing, right? And consuming his content, I onto this frequency of a teacher, where I believe and see myself as this is who I am. So let me know, guys, if you can relate to this. Let me know if you're watching anyone from these three YouTubers, and give this video a like if it gives you a new perspective. And the last YouTuber that I'm gonna share with you is Tiffany Tin. So those of you who are watching me, following me on Instagram, you know that I'm working with Tiffany now as well. I'm actually going through her light language program. So excited to take my light language to a whole new level and implement it in my courses and in my events. But I discovered Tiffany in around September 2020, and the most miraculous way. I was actually doing a hypnosis on money hypnosis. And once I finished the hypnosis, I just sit up and I received light language. If you're not familiar with light language, it's basically universal language, like a telepathy, so to speak, but more like, I believe that all beings, this is the language we understand because it's understood by the energy, by our cells. It's not the language you can understand with your human mind. So I sit up and I started speaking light language, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I hear in my mind, light language. And instantly I put it in Google. First thing, I saw Tiffany's video from YouTube on light language. And instantly when I started to watch her, I felt, this is my mentor. This is my mentor. This is who will guide me in my psychic abilities, right? And, you know, I was not mistaken. So definitely, guys, check all of them out. These three people are amazing YouTubers. And, you know, start also thinking, with my biggest intention, as I said, with this video is to help you, you know, step back a little bit from what are you consuming daily? What are you reading and why you're reading? Are you reading just because, you know, these are the must books to read? You have to do this because otherwise you'll be lost and not know what to do. You know, there's a lot of marketing out there that tells you that you need to read this, you need to know this and this and that. But I want you to remind you about your own power, about your own intuition. And actually, one thing I wanted to share quickly, I don't really remember where I got this from, but there was a story about the woman, like earlier centuries, and she was basically living like 50 years or something in her own house. She did not communicate with any other people or anything. And then at the moment when she either was dying or something, she started to communicate with people. And she had all of this knowledge. Like, I don't remember what kind of knowledge, to be honest, like, probably bad example, but I just remember I was fascinated that she had so much knowledge about the external world and how the world is working without seeing the external world and communicating with other people. And with this, I want you to know that you are freaking connected to quantum field. You want it or not, your brain is a transformator. your brain is receiving and sending information. It's always, plugged in. You cannot just plug out of the quantum. So with that being said, remember, you're powerful. What you need to know, you will know regardless how much information you put in your brain, right? The right information will come, trust me. And yeah, with this video, I invite you to stop for a second and think, what frequency I would like to be activated within me. Ask the universe to bring this frequency and activate, It can come maybe through somebody's content. It can come maybe you meet somebody. So trust that you're guided and trust your own inner guidance. All right, guys, I love you so much, and comment down below how did you like this video, and I'll talk with you next week in the next video. Bye for now.